BXB. It's in the game!
Well, isn't this relaxing? I generally do my reviews with the in-game music burbling away in the background, but this time I feel like I should be adding some whale song or like distant panpipes or something. I mean, you just sit back and relax and let the sounds wash over you and listen to the healing power of my voice as I tell you all about this small yet smart little puzzle game. Anyway, the aim of every level in Hade is to clear away all these blue squares. These blue squares are cleared when a blue cog thing hits them, and the blue cog things are fired out of these launchers, and then deflected and redirected by the arrows and other level elements. It's a bit like Choo Choo Rocket in a way. And it really is about as straightforward as a puzzle game can get. I can't really imagine anyone not grasping what's required of them within a couple of seconds, to be honest. It also helps that the early levels do a really good job of introducing each element and making sure you understand its basic functions before it asks you to do any real problem solving with them. The initial levels are pitched just right in terms of difficulty, and each one gives you a nice ooh moment before they eventually just collapse to your efforts and you're moving on to the next one. In fact, Hade is so simple that it's another one of those games that's actually quite difficult to really review. It's so self-evident that realistically you already know if this is the kind of thing you enjoy or not. If you like abstract puzzle games, then you will probably like this. If you'd rather be blasting aliens in a space station or screaming around the Nürburgring in a sports car, maybe not. All I can really say is that this is a good puzzle game and it's got well designed levels, it's obviously made by someone who knows what they're doing, and that's kind of it really. Well, okay, there is one other thing, but I don't really know if it's a problem per se or just an inherent issue with this genre. But there's this level right here. This is level 25, and I have no idea how to complete this level. I have sat and I have stared at this for easily a couple of hours. No idea. I'm completely stumped. Now, fortunately, you can always skip a level and move on to the next one, so I didn't have to stop playing the game at this point, but I simply can't imagine I'm ever going to complete this level. And that's quite an important point. In some puzzle games, you can experiment, you can dive in, muck about, fiddle around with things and just keep trying, and eventually you sort of get to the solution via this sort of incremental progress. But that isn't the case with Hade at all. More often than not, you'll open up a level and you'll just sit and look at it, mentally computing it all, calculating the routes of the cogs, and then you'll execute your solution. And when you hit go and you find out your solution's wrong, it's not really a question of, oh, I need to fix that one thing, I'll just tweak this arrow. You're kind of back to square one and need to figure out an alternative solution. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually like the way that feels. I like sitting and calculating and visualising the path to the cogs myself, rather than just diving in and bashing stuff around until I stumble on the solution. It actually reminds me a lot of why I enjoy chess. Solving these levels is very similar to solving a chess tactics puzzle, and it requires the same sort of mental discipline. But I know that is a bit of an acquired taste. And so you do need to be aware that even for a puzzler, this is a very thinky, meditative kind of experience, rather than the sort of more experimental and practical ones you can find elsewhere. But with that said, and with that caveat in place, I have to say I really rather enjoyed this game. It's pretty small and it's kind of basic. There aren't really any other modes or options here. You really do just play a sequence of these puzzles and try and solve them. It feels a bit more like an iOS game than a full-blown PC release, but honestly that's fine. It does what it needs to do and it delivers exactly the experience it's intending to, and so I feel pretty comfortable giving this 4 stars.
BXB. It's in the game!